What's up, guys? I'm going to show you ChipSet 9P. It's one of the projects I've worked on, so it's going to be pretty cool. There it is. Alright. And we're going to go to this one. Hope you guys like it, or not, doesn't really matter. And there's noises from outside, so deal with it, have fun. Peace.
ChipSet 9P. Check this out, babe. How jealous are you right now? I can be one of those douchebags at Starbucks that sit there, sipping their coffee and writes. Is it pretty neat though, hey? Look, I can turn it off when I want. Sorta like a voice memo but connected to your brain instead. The ... is when I laugh out loud or like clear my throat. See? But it's cool because you can change all the settings through your phone or computer. It's pretty safe because the chip is made of organic matter and won't harm us. Long to explain, but if you really want to, there is the manual, telling all about the features. I know because I created it, but I will definitely answer any questions you have. Yes, honey, in a non-condescending way. It does pick up air quotes, yes. It won't at first because in a sense it downloads your brain into a mice chip that holds, oh, let's say 9 times the memory of a normal human brain. Pretty neat, hey? My thought can start it or turn it off. There is more to the chipset, but for now I'll just let you kinda see what's it's capable of. Do you still want one day? Because it's painless, I assure you, my love. Yes, the ... happens when I stop talking, but I mean, I could make it just one period, but that's like any other writer's lol here, just to show you that I can add the LOL, but I will not do it unless maybe it's an lol moment. Side note, what I am doing is just showing my girlfriend what the typing program does, but doesn't know its true power. She will see this message when the time is there.
So, what do you think about it so far, darling? That it's pretty cool, but any voice activation device can do that. That fair, babe? And yes, I'm still using the chip to write down our conversation. I know that I need to tell you first, but I thought me showing what it could do, it was the same thing. No. Okay, well, I'm truly sorry, love, but to be fair, I can tell you why it's nice that I kept writing this. Because the program will write what I'm saying, so with that being said, if I stop talking it still writes it? I know I didn't say that, but I was going to, I promise. I would not just use this against you, I would use it for us. Always and forever, my queen. The reason why there was only one dot there is because I kept talking and it saw a run-on sentence coming. So it knows when to insert the proper punctuation at the proper moment. Now remember that I made that chip and I do make mistakes, but only in the error of a misspelled letter. Of missing letter will happen sometimes on purpose or not. Pretty fucking cool, I think. Yes, I can disable the swearing, but when I start writing by books again, when we get that check, I will reactivate it only when writing my logs. Sounds good. Love you so much, babe coxo. Yes, it wrote the kiss, lol, I knew you'd like that feature. Oh. Also, it can sense emotion and may seem darker or lighter at times, but that's not a bad thing, right? I didn't think so either. When I stop the writing session, it will end with a solid dot or exclamation / question mark. If it's a long pause, you'll see the ... appear as so. Side note, everything you see after this point will be different from what you have read. ChipSet won't record everything, all the time, because an overload may occur. Overload access denied, // Side note, ended. Side noted, / 88. Side note, ended. I think I'll start by writing a little story. To see how well ChipSet feels for the emotion and let it help my creative mind. Hope it's good though. Here we go. Story mode, on. Story mode, off. I will have to explain the chipset a little more before continuing with the story writing, I think. It can write in any language. I will always love you, my love. Is 11010110010101. In binary. It can also look things up on the internet. Web lookup Imhotep. Ancient Egyptian courtier, priest, and architect to King Djoser. He was deified later as architect of the universe, and one of the Trinity with Horus and Isis. He was son of Ta, and identified with Asclepius. So it can virtually give you any information that you need. You can also not only have the info wrote down on a software but could potentially use the chip as extra storage. Info is close to breaching / overlooked. When it does that, it's just chipset writing all cache logs, if you will, but in plain sight instead of hiding it all. The program itself is complicated, I won't lie, but it is so complicated that it is so user-friendly. The chip itself is called 9P or 9P if you can't understand the lettering. For 9P it is virtually capable of anything if the user knows how to ask it, in a sense. For the time, being November 2037, it is the most advanced chipset on this earth. Before talking about the now, yes, we all survived the Trump and Trudeau saga, and to be honest, they didn't do too bad. That is all I have to say about them, because what they did is irrelevant to what has happened since. I can go on and on for hours, just letting you know about the new world's history, but I am sure some will find that boring. Another thing I have to say is that, I am recording most of my thoughts because, ever since I was a little child, I could never remember my ideas. So I decided to write, pretty much everything since. Side note, if 9P thinks a user is trying to use it for bad doing, it will remove itself and die. Die in a sense that the battery is going to drain, once out of host. Side note, ended. Okay, so now I went over the basics of chipset and what it may or may not do. I will stop this log on a positive note. You can always start something new, but always remember that it must be completed before starting a big task. Chipset 9P enters sleep mode. Chipset 9P is sleeping. Chipset 9P is awake and in standby mode. Maybe I should properly introduce myself, but before I do that, I'll have to tell you why I changed my name. In this day and age it is hard to be unique more than it ever was. With all the social networks and fake profiles. That is why I changed my name to Self. What it was before is not important at all. Self, born male on the planet Earth. It is funny because my girlfriend hates it when I call her my other self because her name is Kina. I love that name, but I still love to bug her. She is my one and will always be. Well, I hope anyway. The whole idea of the chipset was conceived for ease for people to do day-to-day tasks. I needed to make this chip for my company, but what they want to do with the chips is terrible. I am the maker of these chips and people, or my company, I should say, want me to follow their guidelines. Well, I did with the ones I gave them, but I told them that they will never be the same as mine. Chipset 9P is one of a kind, and yes, others have made theirs. Mine is better and solid, in the sense that no hacker on earth could ever crack it. I made one other like mine with 2 restrictions, so it is just as powerful as mine, but it's for Kina. The one thing that upsets me little is that she doesn't want it because she's scared it will take control of her mind. The reason why she says that, is because it seems like I have lost my mind since the chip, but it's more complicated than that. Imagine if you didn't know much and out of a sudden, you knew everything. Now imagine when a mind knows a lot already and more gets added. Much more powerful than what you could ever imagine. The other thing that is neat about 9P is that it can control/balance one's emotions. If someone was controlled by the urge to hurt people, the chip releases the proper chemical balance to stop them. With that being said, if you think being attracted to the same sex is bad and against your religion, you could, in a way, change that chemical imbalance, but could change you forever. If a person could access the chip's full menu, they could feel high on methamphetamines indefinitely, but I would not recommend that at all.
Owns all rights.
If
to
anything I would turn the
ChipSet
tetrahydrocannabinol
9P.
chemical release
Stop.
all the way lol.
Yeah.
ChipSet 9P is being breached. That's weird. 9P was being breached but no files were being touched. I wonder what that could be? I am now just writing this with my laptop, checking to see why the chip was acting out. It is December now and the cold is making the chip bug out, but it has been tested to more extreme temperature drops than that, so I am baffled at the moment. Kina was just laughing when I told her about it. Said she was so happy that she didn't install the chip. Install the chip, she says. You don't install it, we're organic, we ingest it and it does the rest. Told her that a number of times before. Sorry, I'll stop ranting. Not fact about me, I tend to rant when something upsets me, like my chip not being breached would be nice. The only thing I can come up with is that someone tried hacking it, but who? That person must know a thing or two but not three. If they did, they would have hacked 9P, but it's anti-hacking. I hope Kina is playing a joke on me and her friend is helping her prank me, but I don't know. Her social group are not all that smart. Oh well, let us hope it does not happen again. I'll be working on this for the next few days for sure, can't be too safe. ChipSet 9P. Check this out, babe. How jealous are you right now? I can be one of those douchebags at Starbucks that sit there, sipping their coffee and writes.
Well, that's about all. I am going to write a lot more, and that's the first 2,000 words, about, I think it's 10,000 characters, which is not classified anything for the science fiction world. I think you need about 30,000 words to be a novelette or something like that. So, combined, I think I have written over 25,000 words of the two projects I have at the moment, and then a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Come back if you want to see more. 9P out.